Hi, this is Clip Elliott here from Olympia SEO, and welcome to SEO This Week. This is episode number 21, and we're going to discuss data, patents, some client onboarding stuff, and conversion optimization. So without further ado, let's get started with our list. Number one is the old Kissmetrics blog. Come back here often because they produce some great content. You can't deny it. So we're going to talk about the 10 disciplined approaches to Google Analytics. And basically, to put this in the short version, this is about how to take the data that you have available to you, put it into usable reports that you can in turn use to take action and change stuff on your site, or, fix things or whatever. For example, approach number one is what content or pages resonate with the most with my audience. So you look in there and you dig it out and dig the reports, see which ones are getting the most traffic, the most engagement, or let's say, or for example, you look at your user flow and they're coming in on post X and it ended up on post Y, and as you see that pattern going along, you can find that within your analytics and use that to boost the popular page where the page is getting a lot of follow-up clicks and get rid of the other stuff. This is great for your content marketing calendar as well. Another one is how to find out what's underperforming on your site. Let's say you're talking about, for example, we talk about SEO and then social media. But social media is underperforming when you compare it to what you're talking about video marketing, for example. Well, now you can kind of stay away from social media, for example. One, maybe they don't think you're very good at it, or two, they're just not interested in it right now. And you can use that to check out the to guide your content map. Again, that's another thing you can do inside of Google Analytics. Find out where your market share is. Are they using what are they? How are they getting into your site? All that stuff is all available inside of this. Another one is what terms are bringing your traffic. You all know this. They eliminated the keywords in your analytics, and they hide it, non-referrals. But you can see some of that in Search Console and get a little bit of data out of there and pull that Search Console data into your analytics, and that helps out a little bit. You're going to need some more tools, but it does help out. And then which landing pages are converting. You find out how people are engaging with individual pages. And then you can do some other stuff here. Behavior flow, event tracking, channels, exit pages, funnel visualization, and more. So check out this post. It's a long one. So, get a cup of coffee and then I'd probably put this on your morning reading list. Next, we're going to go to understanding Google My Business and local search. This is a post by Mike Blumenthal on Google starting to support temporary business closings. Basically, what it's saying is if your business has a knowledge graph, you can get Google to mark it as temporarily closed. But in math, it's going to say it's permanently closed. And it looks like, based on the way he's describing it, it is a manual thing. So, who's to say that they're going to, open it as quickly as you think they're going to do it, or as quickly as they put temporary closed on it? I would be hard pressed to suggest a business actually do this. That's an option there. Maybe they put it into the normal Google My Business, make that a little bit more smoother, and keep things organized better. But as long as it's manual and there's no guarantee of the timeline to turn it back on and make it so that you're permanently open, I would not do this. I would not take this up as something that you should probably do, unless, for instance, let's say all hell breaks loose and your business burns to the ground, and you're temporarily closed until the insurance company builds you right back up. So that might apply, but other than that, I don't think I would try this out. But you can read that; it's interesting, good to know knowledge, not necessarily something you want to implement, in my opinion. Next is Google introduce a social where next suggestion patent. Here's what this means. Let's say you got a group and you're all going to doing a meetup, and you're going to meet at a local library, for instance. So that whole group meets up, checks in, and then what this patent is saying is that now that you're checked in, they'll give you information based off of what they know about you already from your personalized search and what you're doing on the old interwebs, and combining that with your entire group, and then suggesting to you based off stuff that you and your group would like to do that is near you. It's actually pretty cool if they implement it. Obviously, they don't implement everything that they get patents on, but it's an interesting concept. And if, let's say, you are a small business near some of these venues where people regularly congregate, that's something to take a look at and see if they actually do. I would leverage that pretty well. Next, we go to Brightlight Local, and this is 4 ways to successfully onboard a new client. This is a general post, but what it gives you is some things to consider. One, before you sign your contract, some things you should do, getting your paperwork in order, getting your team on board, and then following up in a month. So you get a brand new client, get them on board, and come back a month later and say, hey, what about XYZ? What did you think about our process and stuff? And kind of rinse and repeat. Some good tools in here that they give, highlights a questionnaire, a local Moz or Moz, local SEO client onboarding questionnaire here, Basecamp and Dropbox. So check those out. Really bright. Onboarding process is unique as your business, though. So make sure that you do it and it makes sense for you and your workflow. You may take you some time to develop it and hash it out, but it will make things a lot easier and present a more professional appearance of your business. So again, you're not going to get this knocked out in your first 10 clients. It's just not going to happen. You'll have a rough board thing going on, and then you're just going to have to fine tune as you go, as you learn some things. And by the time you get to your 20th client, you should have a decent onboarding process going. Let's go to Marketing Sherpas blog, and this is 5 inbound marketing hacks for B2B companies that they're saying they're missing out of. This is some interesting stuff. Number 1 is cannibalize your content. Duh. I think I talk about this ad nauseum on several SEO This weeks. If you're going to write a 1,000-word article, then turn that article into a video. All you got to do is read it, and then take that audio out of that video, and now you have a podcast. And make your article that's on your blog a PDF with a quick little print-friendly bookmarklet, and now you have a PDF, and you can turn it into slides even if you even want to go that far using some other tools. So don't spend all that time to write one article just to have one article on your site. Turn it into other things. And that's what hack number 1 is. Number 2 is remember you're talking to a person, not an entity. People buy from people, not from businesses, is the famous line. And that's pretty much basically what she's saying here is the same. Don't sell as a business to another business. Sell to as a person to another person, and you get better return that way. Borrow ideas from business to customer marketers. This goes along the lines of providing good content, reaching out to them on social, being a person or personable on social under your brand accounts, that kind of stuff. The same thing that you would do if you were selling X, Y, or Z to a customer down the street. And then finally, get your customers to do some work for you. This brand authority, you get that from brand authority, brand ambassadors, and you embrace your more frequent customers, and you get them talking about you, writing about you, maybe doing videos about you, interview them to highlight them as your customers, and in turn they promote that video for you that you've done. So check it out. This is a great, interesting topic. I don't know so much of their hacks, but again, it's it's good. It's a good read. I think you'll enjoy it. Next, we're gonna go back to Kissmetrics, and this is conversion hacking, a behind the scenes look at how to spy on web visitors. So we always position search engine marketing, pay-per-click marketing, social media marketing, video marketing. It doesn't matter what kind of marketing it is. It doesn't matter how much traffic I can generate if you can't turn those people into leads and or sales. And that's what conversion is, and there's some things you can do to check it out. First, using a heat map tool. Obviously Kissmetrics has one, so they're going to talk leveraging more about their information here, but there's several more if you're not interested in paying the Kissmetrics price. It's a little bit premium. If you're already making some money, though, go ahead and go out and get the premium tools. That's what we do. And you find out where people are stalling in your funnel. Are they going to page X and not getting anybody? Are they always using heat maps, for instance? Here you can see where they are clicking on the page, but why are they not clicking on your calls to action, or what's distracting them? And you can see some elements that may be causing that distraction. You can eliminate those or direct the attention directly to your call to action and get them doing something. So A/B testing is in here, asking some questions to see, to get your users to interact with you and find out more about their information, and just some changes that you can do to make things a little bit better and convert more on your site. So this is a long post. Again, this is probably a breakfast at the coffee morning reading, but I think you'll enjoy it. We're on small business trends now. It's the four powerful marketing tips for small business. This is it's interesting in so much as it gives you some general ideas. There's nothing specific. There's no, hey, XYZ do this, but you give some general ideas of where to look to market your business. Again, the Small Business Administration has some resources. You can look into social media, take advantage of cloud stuff, and protect your data using backup tools. Obviously, I think this is probably a sponsored post, but nonetheless, it's still pretty good just to get the juices flowing and a starting point if you have no other idea what's going on. Now we're going to go to LSA Insider. If you look at OK Google, what should I know about voice search and SEO? This is cool because there's Amazon and Google both have their voice products. Cortana and Siri are also out there. So voice search is pretty good. I think what it's going to do is answer a lot of questions. How do I do X, or where do I buy Y, or what is those kind of questions. And you want to pick longer tail terms to kind of get them to find your content under those search terms. This is an exciting time for SEOs because everyone knows it's easier to rank for where's the best Mexican restaurant in town than it is for Mexican restaurants. So if you think about it, it's a good thing. And you get to take advantage of RankBrain and build some good quality traffic without putting out a whole lot of junk. So check out this post and how to create conversational content, and the terms that you should be looking for, and then how to claim your local listings. Again, they're going to say how to claim your local listings because it's LSA Insider. But that's all right. It's something to look at and ponder over. And finally, we're going to end on Stone Temple Pilots post and why you should tag your inbound links. Here's something we were doing is when we post on Facebook, for instance, or Twitter, etc., we use a UTM code so we know that post got us X amount of traffic. And then we can follow that and see if it bought us any sales. What we weren't doing is, let's say we're just doing random Twitter posts. We weren't marking those. So, if we got Twitter or traffic from Twitter, that's great, but we didn't know which ones were doing it. Here they're suggesting actually using UTM whenever you're building links, no matter social media, you're building it on your web page or on someone else's website, or you're doing press releases, or you're let's say you're doing YouTube videos and you got links in your description. Use the UTM code so you can see exactly where the traffic came from. And you can follow that user flow and see if it turns into conversions for you. It's so painfully simple. I don't know why we don't do it. So we're going to implement this one right away. And I added the video for this post. It's on our site as well, just because it's great. And the post itself is actually the transcript of this video, but there's some resources on here that you should probably come to this site to get. I didn't transfer over to our site, but there's some things on here that you can put onto like a browser extension and some other campaign builders to help you use UTM codes. Very good post, very good video, and kind of a duh moment for anyone, in my opinion, that was doing link building and not using these codes to find out where, if I build link or put a link on X site to get traffic and brand exposure, how do I know it's working? Well, now I will with UTM codes. And that is it for episode 21 of SEO This Week. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you noticed we got a couple more new sites into the mix. We're going to continue doing that, clean out some other ones that were driving our readers up the wall with pop-ups and mandatory sign-ins and stuff. It's snooze you lose. If you want to kind of do that stuff to your content, then go ahead, knock yourself out, but we just want to highlight you on our show. So until next week, if you find any more sites or stuff that we should be highlighting in the weekly roll-ups, go ahead and let us know in the comments below on the video, the audios, or the blog post itself. And have a great week.